quiet classroom. The hum of fluorescent lights, children's laughter echoing down a hallway. And then, in an instant, everything changes. Across a century of American history, schools, the very places meant to nurture innocence, have become sites of horror, heartbreak, and reform. From dynamite and gunfire to silence and candlelight vigils, each tragedy has rewritten how America sees safety, grief, and forgiveness. This is the story of every school tragedy that forced a nation to change. Bath School Disaster. It's May 18th, 1927, in Bath Township, Michigan. The last day of school before summer. Parents are planning picnics. Teachers are grading final papers. No one suspects that beneath the floorboards of the Bath Consolidated School, hundreds of pounds of dynamite are wired to explode. Andrew Kehoe, a disgruntled school board treasurer, had spent months planting the charges. When they detonated, the building erupted in a blast so powerful it could be felt miles away. Windows shattered across the town. Roofs collapsed. 45 people were killed, 38 of them children. The explosion created a crater where the north wing once stood, leaving behind only twisted metal and splintered wood. Rescuers dug through the rubble with bare hands, finding lunchboxes and textbooks scattered among the debris. Some of the explosives Kehoe planted never detonated. Investigators discovered nearly 500 more pounds of dynamite still wired beneath the ruins, a chilling reminder of how much worse it could have been. It remains the deadliest school massacre in U.S. history. But because it happened decades before television, before mass media, it faded into obscurity. Investigators found Kehoe's car nearby, also rigged with explosives. His final act was pressing the detonator as rescuers ran toward the wreckage. In the aftermath, Bath Township was left with a single school bell, the only thing left standing. It still rings every year to remember the children who never came home. The tragedy revealed how grief could destroy not just lives, but entire communities, and how safety in schools was never something America could take for granted. University of Texas Tower shooting. It's a scorching Texas afternoon on August 1st, 1966. Students at the University of Texas at Austin gather on the quad, books in hand, enjoying their lunch break. Then, from the top of the 27-story clock tower, a single crack cuts the air, followed by another and another. Charles Whitman, a 25-year-old former Marine, has climbed to the observation deck armed with rifles and ammunition. For the next 96 minutes, he turns the campus into a war zone. 16 people die. More than 30 others are wounded. Whitman's precision is terrifying. He had scouted the tower, packed food and water, and positioned himself like a sniper in combat. Students taking cover behind trees and statues find themselves pinned down for hours, unable to move without becoming targets. The heat rises above 100 degrees as the wounded lie bleeding on the pavement, waiting for help that can't reach them. It is the first mass shooting in American history broadcast live. News cameras capture the chaos as police officers crawl on their bellies through the grass, trying to return fire. No one knows where the shots are coming from, only that death is raining from above. Finally, 2 Austin officers and a civilian storm the tower, charging through the stairwell under gunfire. When they reach Whitman, they kill him instantly. The nation watches as the scene plays out in real time. The event changes policing forever. In its wake, the SWAT concept is born. Specialized units trained for extreme violence. For the first time, America begins to understand the psychology of mass shooters. Whitman's autopsy reveals a brain tumor pressing against his amygdala, a chilling question that still lingers. Did evil make him do it? Or did something inside him break? Either way, the tower shooting marks the end of America's innocence and the beginning of a new kind of terror. Columbine High School, April 20th, 1999. Two students, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, walk into Columbine High School armed with shotguns, rifles, and homemade bombs. For 49 minutes, they terrorize their classmates, killing 12 students and a teacher before turning their weapons on themselves. The world watches in disbelief. Helicopter footage captures students fleeing from windows. SWAT teams surround the school, unsure how to act. Inside, chaos reigns. The library becomes a killing ground, the fire alarms blaring above screams. Teachers barricade classrooms with desks, covering students with their own bodies. In the library, survivors describe the shooters laughing, taunting their victims before pulling the trigger. One teacher bleeds out in the science room, unable to reach help. The bombs the killers planted in the cafeteria failed to detonate. Had they worked, the death toll would have been in the hundreds. Columbine isn't the first school shooting, but it's the one that changes everything. The shooters document their plans on video, creating a disturbing blueprint that will inspire copycats for decades. The media, obsessed with finding meaning, accidentally gives them fame, birthing an entire subculture of infamy. America's conversation about bullying, mental health, and gun access explodes overnight. Lockdown drills become normal. Police response strategies evolve. And Columbine becomes a word that no longer refers to a flower, but a wound that never truly heals. The tragedy shatters the illusion that school is sacred, and it forces a generation to grow up in fear. Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, Virginia, April 16th, 2007. A morning fog hangs over the Virginia Tech campus when senior Seung-Hui Cho begins his rampage. He chains the doors of Norris Hall shut before opening fire in classrooms and hallways, methodically killing 32 people and wounding 17 more. Police outside can't get in. Students inside can't get out. The massacre unfolds over 11 minutes and becomes the deadliest school shooting in modern U.S. history. Cho moves from room to room with chilling efficiency, firing over 170 rounds. Students pile furniture against doors, some holding them shut with their bare hands while bullets tear through the wood. In one classroom, an engineering professor, a Holocaust survivor, blocks the door with his body so his students can escape through windows. He dies, buying them seconds. Cho leaves behind video manifestos mailed to news outlets, a haunting window into his delusion. He speaks of revenge, isolation, and a world that ignored him. In the aftermath, survivors describe haunting scenes of bravery, professors using their bodies as shields, students leaping from windows, others playing dead to survive. Virginia Tech forces sweeping changes in how schools handle threat assessments, campus alerts, and emergency locks. It exposes a failure in mental health reporting that allowed Cho to buy guns despite a history of instability. For days, news coverage plays the same reel: flashing lights, crying students, and the toll number rising. But amid the grief, something else takes shape. Students holding candles, heads bowed, chanting a single phrase: "We are Virginia Tech." A university and a country promises to remember. Sandy Hook Elementary, Newtown, Connecticut, December 14th, 2012. 21st graders, all between 6 and 7 years old, are sitting in their classrooms learning Christmas songs. Minutes later, a 20-year-old gunman enters the building with an AR-15. In less than 5 minutes, 20 children and 6 educators are killed. The responding officers describe scenes so horrific they can barely speak of them. Teachers die protecting their students, locking doors, whispering, "I love you." as gunfire echoes through the halls. The principal and school psychologist rush toward the sound of gunfire, trying to stop the shooter with their bare hands. Both are killed instantly. In one classroom, a teacher hides her students in closets and cabinets, telling them to be absolutely quiet as the gunman walks past. Some children survive only because they remain silent while their friends lie bleeding beside them. The nation is paralyzed. President Obama weeps on live television. Parents across America hug their children a little tighter that night. Sandy Hook becomes the catalyst for the largest gun control debate in modern history, and the center of relentless conspiracy theories that torment the victims' families for years. The tragedy breaks something deep in the American psyche. The realization that if even the youngest aren't safe, no one is. Newtown becomes a symbol, not just of loss, but of a country divided by its own grief, and the echoes of that December morning still shape every debate that follows. Parkland Valentine's Day, 2018. Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, Parkland, Florida. A former student returns to his old campus with an AR-15 rifle and begins firing into classrooms and hallways. 17 dead, 17 wounded. The shooter pulls the fire alarm, drawing students into the hallways before opening fire. Teachers lock doors, turn off lights, and huddle with their students in corners, some shielding children with their own bodies. A geography teacher is shot through the door window while trying to lock it. An assistant football coach dies using himself as a human shield. Saving the lives of students, he pushed out of the line of fire. But Parkland doesn't fade into silence. The survivors, teenagers who witnessed horror, refuse to let it. Within days, they organize press conferences, rallies, and marches demanding reform. Emma Gonzalez, David Hogg, and their classmates become national voices overnight. The March for Our Lives movement mobilizes millions. For the first time, the victims of a school shooting become its loudest activists. Still, controversy rages. Failures by local law enforcement, ignored warnings, and online threats that went uninvestigated. Parkland becomes both a cry for change and a symbol of frustration. Proof that even in the face of unimaginable loss, progress is painfully slow. For the generation born after Columbine, Parkland feels like a haunting déjà vu, a reminder that the cycle hasn't been broken, only renamed. Robb Elementary School, Uvalde, Texas, May 24th, 2022. 19 children and 2 teachers are killed in one of the most controversial and devastating police responses in U.S. history. For 77 minutes, officers stand in the hallway outside the classroom while the shooter remains inside. Parents are handcuffed for trying to enter. Children call 911 from beneath desks, whispering for help that never comes. One mother jumps a fence, runs into the school, and pulls her children out herself while police wait outside. Teachers bleed to death, protecting their students, using their bodies as shields until their final breath. The sound of gunfire continues as officers debate jurisdiction and wait for keys to a door that wasn't even locked. When the truth emerges, it shocks the nation again. Hundreds of officers on scene, and no one acted. The outrage is immediate. Investigations uncover layers of miscommunication, fear, and hesitation that cost lives. Uvalde becomes not just a tragedy, but a symbol of institutional failure. The questions it raises about training, courage, and accountability linger like ghosts. And once again, Americans ask themselves, how many more schools must bleed before something changes? The Amish schoolhouse shooting. It's quiet in Nickel Mines, a small Amish community where violence feels unthinkable. On October 2nd, 2006, a gunman enters a one-room schoolhouse. orders the boys and adults to leave, and lines up 10 young girls. He opens fire, killing 5 before turning the gun on himself. The oldest girls, just 13 years old, step forward and ask to be shot first, hoping to save the younger ones. Their final act is one of selfless courage in the face of unimaginable evil. When police arrive, they find the small classroom transformed into a scene of horror. The students' desks overturned, the chalkboard still bearing the day's lesson. The world reacts with horror. But what happens next is even more shocking. Within hours, the Amish families visit the killer's widow. They bring food, prayers, and forgiveness. At the funeral, members of the victims' families stand beside the gunman's own. In a culture obsessed with vengeance, the Amish choose grace. Their forgiveness doesn't erase pain. It transforms it. The world watches as grief and mercy coexist in one frame. The nickel mines tragedy doesn't change laws or policies. It changes hearts. It shows that even in humanity's darkest moments, compassion is still possible. From Bath to Uvalde, from Columbine to Sandy Hook, each name carries the weight of lost futures. Every tragedy rewrote how America protects its children, or fails to. Each time, the same question echoes through the silence after the sirens. If not now, when?